Hello. I am so tired right now, and I feel like I'm getting a headache. I think I'm gonna go to sleep soon. It's it's almost 10 o'clock. All right, fair enough. Um, I did the healing stuff. I did. Um, if you're not watching all of the episodes, fucking go back. You're missing some shit. Okay, all right, go back. Um, all right. So this morning I was talking about how I needed to sit down with a younger version of myself, a child alter or whatever, and talk through some stuff that they needed to talk about. So I recorded that, but like only in like voice clips. Pardon me. Why so dark? Pardon me. I haven't done a reading today. Fuck. Obviously, that means that I'm eating food that is creating spasms in my body. And I need to adjust my diet, I suppose. Oh man, I'm really craving that green juice that I usually get. I'm gonna buy some soon. Odd. I did the washing today, finally, but it's downstairs still, so I need to go get it. And then I'll have to fold it all and put it all away. It's like a... Yeah. If I don't... Oh, fuck. I need to bring it upstairs before I go to sleep. If I go straight to sleep now, then I will make it a priority in the morning to do the folding. Otherwise, I don't know. Anyway, that's not the point. The point was the therapy bit. The self-therapy. The best kind. Alright. So, yeah. So we had the younger self come up front and we recorded it. They didn't go straight into what like I thought that they would go into. They so what it was, right? We knew that there was this like 3-year-old version, and I needed to go within to talk to her about whatever it was. And then what I envisioned was like this hole where it's like someone had like punched a hole through something and reached in and grabbed something and pulled it back out. That's kind of like what sense I got and the image that I got. So like the outside of the hole, it was like white. It was like plaster. It was like someone had punched a hole in a wall. I wonder if anyone was punching holes in walls when I was 3. I wonder if that's like a part of the whole thing. Like, I don't know. But anyway, so as I focused my I was gonna say as I focused my intention inwards, but So I kind of like felt myself going inside the hole, like getting deeper and deeper and deeper, right? And then, so we're doing this imaginatively, right? We're using our imagination. We're doing cool shit in our inside world with our imagination, okay? Because imagination is real. Everything is real. Everything you experience is real. If you're experiencing your imagination, then it is real to your brain at that time. But anyway, so considering I'm like not conjuring up this information, it's coming to me, you know. So I allow myself to go deeper, and I see myself going in, and when I'm in there, I'm in this space, and then I could sense that there are multiple entities in there, multiple energies, things. And I kept getting when I was talking about it in the recording, I kept saying that they're imprints. They're just imprints. It was like the little beings of goo, of like little plasma beings that can move their form, right? That can morph, I suppose. But they aren't holding the form of the energy that. So there was one that looked to me like just like a little gloopy guy, and he was like whoop whoop whoop, right? And then I talked to him. So first I asked the space if they would allow me to illuminate the space, because I noticed that like I could feel the entities, but it was all in darkness. I'm like, okay, well, would you allow me to illuminate this space, to illuminate you and to find out what you are and what's going on? So they started to shine, to illuminate, and I started to see. So they would allow my light into them, right? Because I am the light, right? So me as the light went down into this pit of darkness with beings in there, technically, essentially. And I asked them if they would allow me to illuminate them so I could see them more clearly and they could see themselves and each other more clearly, right? So some of them, I guess there were a couple that wanted to remain like dark and in the background still, and whilst they witnessed the other ones and what happens to them, right? So then one of them, it was actually the essence of a memory where apparently my mother had been talking to someone about how she was basically saying like she resented the fact that she had to look after me and couldn't wait until she didn't have to do that so she could focus on her own shit again. Where I don't know if that's an actual memory that like from a thing that actually happened in my life, but I mean that fucking I wouldn't, it sounds right. Sounds right. So I could see this gloopy dude, this plasma dude, I don't know, taking, so because I would tune into it and be like, oh, what's the energy that you're representing? And then it like morphed into the shape of like a mother figure and like talking to someone else, and then the child by her feet feeling disregarded, whatever. So like I allowed myself to tune more into that because it's the energy of a moment that happened, that being, this energy being, plasma being, clung onto. It's like, all right, well, this is like a core memory or something, and I'm going to hold on to this. This is a belief. This is going to carry a belief, right? So, so the belief around that would be something along the lines of like, I am just a burden to people, right? That would make sense. So, then it would be an invitation to have a conversation about, like, I'm sorry that your mom said that and made you feel that way or whatever, and like, and we had to have this conversation, about, because we were focusing on like unworthiness or something, right? Or whatever. I don't know. But it's definitely about being a burden, right? So, I need to have another conversation with myself through all of that. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I want to be of value to people, because I feel like I'm a burden, right? Makes sense. Checks out. Yeah. So then, that little part of me still feels like a burden. So I need, and that's why, that's why my child daughters like take pride so much in the fact that they can be really, or Cassie at least, can be really, really organized and can organize folders for people, for all of the different authors, get pictures and documents and stuff, and can organize the information. That was what she was doing like 6 years ago, and we were all super impressed that she could do that, because no one else in our system even thought about doing that or had the drive, and she did. And she was like, see, I'm only like 3 or 4 or whatever, but I can do that. So, I guess, yes, I feel, as a child, I felt like I wasn't good for anything, right? Yeah, okay. Apparently there is some sexual shit that I just haven't worked my way up to yet. I'm working through more minor things first. Yeah, so there was that. Then there was a memory that popped up, which, again, I don't know what timeline. I'm not saying that this is an actual thing that happened in this life, and I'm not saying that people need to be like judged or punished or whatever for whatever I'm saying happened. But part of, but there was, okay, one of the shadow thingies was a moment, a memory of me, of my sister drowning me. And pretending that she was saving me and telling me that there was a monster or a ghost or something in the bath that was trying to hurt me. And then she said that she was trying to save me, but she was drowning me. And if that were true, that would make a lot of sense. Like, that would explain some weird fears and stuff that I've always had around water. But in saying that, even if it was a thing that happened in this reality, wouldn't be surprised if no one even remembered it and just denied that it happened. Like, that's been my experience anyway. Just like people denying that things that I remember happened. So I'm just like, alright, cool beans, whatever. So that would explain some things. And before we could even start dealing with some of the older stuff that needed to be remembered and addressed, like those, we had to talk about something that happened just the other day that my child daughter was super overwhelmed and cried. And it like wasn't a big deal or anything. But to them in that moment, they were super overwhelmed and they needed to process all of that. I think that at first they just processed a little bit of it and then they tried to push it back and then they stopped and then they processed more of it and then we kind of just like had stuff to do, so we kind of forgot about it for the most part. But then when that smaller part fronted earlier today, that was the first thing she wanted to talk about before she could even address any of the older stuff. She's like, I didn't want to talk about this that happened the other day. And I was like, okay, alright, okay. So I need to pay like attention every time I feel any discomfort inside my body. I need to address it. I need to look at it. I need to talk myself through it from multiple perspectives. If it's just one part of you trying to talk itself through the thing, it's probably not very handy. But everyone is multiple. Everyone is multiple guys. If your brain is having trouble conceptualizing your body and your soul are two different other consciousnesses that have the information, that have additional information that the brain can consider. Pardon me, before trying to come up with a whole picture. Fuck. I bought a new stuffed toy the other day. And he looks just like this one but smaller. But I don't know where I bought him. They were having some cuddles the other day because the big one adopted the little one. It's very nice. But I don't know where it is. Somewhere. I'll find it, but not right now. Can't be bothered. So we rewrote a story from earlier. By that I mean one of these little gloopy plasma dudes. The story. So that was 3. Another one of. No. A memory popped up of like when I was 3 and I was given alcohol because there was a gathering, blah. But I don't think that was manifesting as one of those shadow things. But apparently there's something around that there's something around that incident. So that incident itself, in me being handed beer and drinking some when I was 3, that in itself isn't the thing, but there's something connected to that that I have to explore. And like, information that is coming to me right now is some information that was previously shared with me, and yeah, it's about a friend, or one of my dad's friends, or work friends, or something. I don't know. But right now isn't time for delving into more memories. Now is the time for talking about the things I already remembered. I don't know. So I've been like talking through that stuff with that. So yeah, the older self and the younger aspect of self are examining these things together. So it's almost as though we're all in the chamber together, and we're all witnessing the same memories being played out. And instead of just watching it together, we need to like discuss it. I need to witness it and acknowledge it, and then ask if they want to talk about it and receive more information. So that's how you can heal internal things that have been in you for quite some time. The first time that I did a thing where I was trying to rewrite something in my brain and release a false belief, a version of me that was never real. And I told it, like, thank you for being with me for so long. You never had to manifest in reality. You never had to exist in this reality. So you're free to go back to your whatever timeline that you come from in the reality where you did have to exist. Like, I no longer need you and stuff. And when that happened, that initial time, I had sneezed directly after we agreed to part ways, and then sneezed, and then gone. And then I was rewriting the stuff, and then after that, no, yeah, and I got information saying that the rewriting the pathways and stuff and the mucus, it'll like the brain uses mucus to clear out all the old pathways that aren't beneficial, and then it rewrites new ones, right? And then it said something about you'll feel a build up, and then whilst I was talking about all of the stuff that happened, right? So the stuff I'm just describing right now happened in previous video. When I said, and it's called like the brain uses mucus to blah blah blah. I don't know. But anyway, because I was like rewriting stuff again today, with the new information that came to light. In the pit. As I was making dinner and stuff, I could feel my nose was leaking and the congestion was there. And I was like, oh, it's doing the thing. It's rewriting the thing. Like, that means that successful times. But, um, so, but, I have work to do to reinforce the new pathways, which are about not being a burden and being, in fact, a fucking gift. Yeah. So, um, I'm probably going to start sounding very, very, very up myself and stuff, because I'll be like actively programming positive beliefs, which I'll be reinforcing more out loud and saying with conviction, but also saying jokingly, but also just saying. So like, and I need to be writing it down to solidify. 2555. I'm sleepy. I want to go to sleep. Yeah. Okay. I love you. I love life. I love everything. I love bed. And I love sleep. So I'm gonna go do that. Ugh. Also, I kind of just realized today that there's like heaps of people in my spam section on Messenger. Well, yeah, on Facebook in the spam section that I like don't even see. I realized that so many people had been trying to send me hate, and I just wasn't aware. Like, I apologize that I didn't see it. I don't know, man. Whoops. Like, I don't know. I don't just you're sorry. I don't know. You're just wasting your breath. I don't know. But I'm gonna go now. Bye. Good night. Good night. Ooh. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.